My dear students, viewers, Namaskar, Jai Hind. I myself, Markandeya, once again came before you to deliver my message on 26 January that is celebrated as the Republic Day of India. My dear, all of us are aware about this fact. The implementation of Indian Constitution on 26 January 1950 was a very important, significant and extraordinary day for all people who believe in democratic system or prepared to celebrate their rights and status on an equal platform for all. My dear students, let me allow to make you aware about the other side of this coin. Really, I want to say that 26 January or its legacy is not limited only to India or the Indian subcontinent. The legacy of 26 January has its importance as the same level for the rest of the countries of Asia and all countries of Africa and South America. My dear, really it was India who established the first governing system on fuller capacity democratic mechanism. It was not the United States of America or the European countries, whatsoever they may be, Germany, Italy, France, United Kingdom or Russia. Their claims to make this world aware about the democratic system is completely wrong, because it was only India who adopted the all ingredients of a democratic system on a single point of time, that was 26 January 1950. Before the implementation of Indian Constitution on 26 January, you cannot find any country in the world who could be entitled to accept the fuller capacity existence of democratic system. When I say fuller capacity democratic system, it means acceptance of all components, all ingredients of a democratic system, like universal franchise, equality before law and equal protection of law, and the equal status, dignity and opportunity for all people regardless of their caste, color, creed, race, religion, gender or birthplace. It never happened in world before 26 January 1950. Let me allow to make you aware about the false claim of European and Americans. My dear, as you know that United States of America become a nation state just before 250 years in 1783, when they consolidated themselves into a nation state, and they adopted a written constitution in 1787, was ratified by the American people in 1789. The Constitution of America begins with the word "We the people of America." But what was the people of America? The American Constitution provides right to vote and all other civilian rights only to a limited section of American people. The right to vote or other types of all rights and privileges had been provided only to white American male citizen. All of the blacks, whatsoever they may be, American natives or Afro-American slaves, they are discarded from the designation of citizen, even a human. And all of the women's society was not the entitled to enjoy the democratic rights. So we cannot consider United States of America as a democratic nation without containing the women's society or the marginalized class, whatsoever they may be, blacks or Dalits or labor class. Any country should not be entitled to be credited as a democratic system. So partial democracy was adopted by United States of America. Let me allow to turn about the Europeans' claim. The French society or nation claims that they make the world aware about this very popular form of government that is known as democracy. In 1789, French Revolution took place. But what was the consequences? You must be aware about their achievements. After revolution, they adopted a constitution. But this constitution divided the French people between two groups: active citizen and passive citizen. Passive citizen means labor class, peasant class, marginalized people, and all women are discarded from enjoying the civilian right or the right to vote. So how can they claim to be the first democratic nation? Without including the large part of their population, labor class and women, they adopted a constitution or declared themselves as a democratic nation. So here you can also find the claims of French is not right, because they adopted partially democratic system, not in fuller capacity, because they discarded all women and low income group people to enjoy the civilian right. Even You may be amazed to know that when the France was ruled by Jacobians, or the most revolutionary group of French society, a female Olympe de Gouges, when demanded the same rights, dignity and opportunity for women as they were made available for male citizen, she was guillotined or beheaded by the revolutionary government of France. So here you must be aware about the claim of French or the democratization of modern world should not be credited to French Revolution. Let me allow to make you aware about the claim of United Kingdom. My dear students, viewers, all of we are aware about the glorious revolution which established the supremacy of law or the equality before law, but not for all. It was only for lords, nobility, or the prosperous creamy layer citizen of United Kingdom. So my dear student, the claims of United Kingdom about the make this world democrat or the evolution of democratic system and its proliferation in all parts of world, their claims cannot be justified. One more example can be put before you to gauge the contribution of Britishers in the evolution of democracy and its proliferation in all over the world. Only they granted right to vote for women in the third decade of 20th century. More than 400 years after, when they claimed that they adopted the supremacy of law, but what about the women's society? You can gauge their claim. They provided right to vote for women of United Kingdom in 1928, even in a situation of compulsion, because the threats resulted by the Soviet Revolution compelled the elite class of United Kingdom to granted the right to vote for women in pressure of Soviet Bolshevik Revolution. They granted right to vote to the women. Soviet Bolshevik Revolution compelled Britishers to provide the right to vote to the women society of United Kingdom. Not by passion, in the situation of compulsion, when they had a fear for the proliferation of communist thought in United Kingdom. So their claim to be the flag bearer or the mother of democracy is completely wrong. They cannot be credited to make this world democrat or to evolve the democratic system, because they adopted the supremacy of law in 1688. The event is known as glorious revolution. But what was the outcome of glorious revolution? Glorious revolution established the supremacy of law or the equality before law only for the lords of England. Not common people were the entitled to enjoy this supremacy of law or the equality before law. Women's Society of United Kingdom get the right to vote in the third decade of 20th century, when Britishers were compelled by the outcomes of Soviet Bolshevik Revolution. They had a fear for the expansion of communist ideology on their land. So in a situations of compulsion, they granted right to vote for the Women Society. So the claim of United Kingdom is absolutely wrong in order to entitle them as the mother of democracy. Let me allow to say a few words about the Soviet claims or the Russian claims. Yes, it is a fact. They adopted universal franchise in its fuller capacity and granted right to vote regardless of caste, color, creed and gender. They also accepted the equality, equal status, equal dignity and equal opportunity for all Russians. But centralization of power and lack of right to expression killed the gist of democratic system. Any form of government without right to expression cannot be considered a democratic system. So the USSR or Russia or the Russian Revolution cannot be credited to make this world democratic, because they made a mechanism of representative government. Representatives elected on the basis of universal franchise, or they establish equal status and dignity and opportunity for all. But centralization of power and the lack of right to expression killed the gist of democratic values. Without right to expression, what type of democratic system was created by Russian Revolution must be a matter of concern to the intellectuals who proclaim that Russian Revolution is the major force behind the evolution and proliferation of democratic system in this modern world. So, my dear students, I want to make you aware about the significance and legacy of 26 January. Is not limited to India or the Indian subcontinent. 26 January 1950, adoption of Indian Constitution or its implementation was the first event on this planet that the all ingredients and essential features of a democratic system. Universal franchise provided to all, regardless of any differentiation. Equality before law and equal protection of law, both are implemented on the same day. And fuller capacity equality means equal protection of law and equality before law and equal status of all Indians, regardless of their caste, color, creed, gender, and birthplace, was adopted or implemented on the same day. So, thus it is very clear it was only India on 26 January 1950 who adopted the fuller capacity democratic system and stood before the world as a true democratic system. My dear students, here you must be clear about the legacy of 26 January in the annals of world history. India was the first country who get rid from the clutches of imperialism, or after our independence, process of decolonization, or other countries of Asia, Africa became independent with the passage of time, or they adopted the path of democracy because of the big brother or the first country from the colonized world. India established successfully a fuller capacity democratic system. It became a model and a pillar of inspiration for all new independent countries of Asia, Africa, and South America. Nowadays, 90% of the world countries enjoying the democratic system is only be credited to India. Why I am saying so? Just allow me to explain my claim. My dear students, at the juncture of our first general election that was scheduled to be held in 1952, European scholars have been engaged in mocking the decision of India to frame its parliament on the basis of universal franchise. One of the best scholar of contemporary Europe, John Strachey, proclaimed that there was much bigger difference between Bengal and Kerala, Punjab and Tamil, than the difference between Spain and Yunnan. So how Indian Parliament work for these different, complete opposite cultures proliferated in the different part of India? Even the Prime Minister of England, Clement Attlee, who signed the Indian Independence Act, advised Pandit Nehru to think about a constitutional monarchical system for India. All of European intellectuals or European newspapers had said that India cannot deserve a democratic system because it is not a sophisticated country. The country who has only 16% literacy rate or $20 per capita income, how can deserve to be a democrat? Democracy demands prosperity. Democracy demands literacy. Democracy demands political awareness. Among these, no one can be found within India. So the decision to govern India in a democratic system, representatives elected by universal franchise must be felled, or India would be disintegrated in so many different countries. Or they suggested that only a constitutional monarchy should be better for India. But just after the election, we proved that democracy is not a matter of prosperity, wealth, and power. Democracy has no relation with the higher rate of literacy. Democracy is not entitled to a common legacy. All the grounds of to be a democrat described by the Europeans going to be proved false by Indians. Or the India turned into a model country for newly independent countries of Africa, North America, Africa, South America, and all other countries of Asia. When they become independent or grab opportunity to establish their own government in their countries, they followed the path of India. If India would not be represented a model of democracy with containing only 16% literacy rate or very low per capita income or large scale poverty and unemployment, India successfully proved that a poor country, a illiterate country, or a country without any common features among them all can deserve to be democrat. So I claim that it was only India who can be credited to make this world democratic. Not United States of America, who partially accepted democratic values only for white Americans, excluding all blacks and women. Society cannot be entitled to make this world aware about the democracy. Russian Revolution also be discarded from this legacy to make this world democrat, because they adopted equality, they adopted universal franchise, but the centralization of power or denial the right to expression make the system of Russia lifeless or without soul. They contain only a dead body of democracy. Because any country whatsoever containing the form of government without providing the right to expression for their citizens cannot be credited to be a democratic country. So you can find about the France. The outcomes of French Revolution also adopted a form of democracy partially, because women's society and labor class were not entitled to be an active citizen or the citizen with rights, dignity and opportunity. Or the claim of United Kingdom is so false. They proclaimed that they obtained, adopted and implemented the supremacy of law or the spirit of law, but it was also limited only for the lords, not common. Or what about the women's society? United Kingdom provided them right to vote in the third decade of 20th century. Even in a situation when they were compelled by the outcomes of Russian Revolution, or to get rid from the fear of the expansion of communism in Britain. So my dear, it was only India who adopted the fuller capacity democratic system on 26 January 1950 and become a model for rest of the world. They were colonized and destined to be a poor and illiterate country. Or Europeans saying that democracy can be only work in a prosperous society, in an advanced society, in a very consolidated society. But India proved that even a country with literacy rate of only 16% and per capita income of only $20 or completely dominated by social economic differences and disease such as unemployment and poverty. India successfully establish a democratic system or become a model for all other countries of Asia, Africa, and South America. When they get opportunity with the passage of time to become independent or form their own country, they adopted the path of India, and nowadays we are enjoying a democracy dominant world. My dear, at this auspicious occasion, it must be a matter of concern for all of us to make this idea or the contribution of India or the legacy of Indian Republic Day must be contained in the annals of history, or India must be entitled as the flag bearer of democratic system and the mother figure of complete democratic system, because no other country could adopted the fuller capacity democratic system, so their claim to be the father figure or mother figure or the flag bearer of democracy is completely wrong. My dear student, we shall be proud of this legacy of 26 January, or must be familiar with this fact. 26 January or its legacy is not only significant or important for the Indians or the Indian subcontinent. The legacy of 26 January as well as important, significant for the rest of the world, or to make this world democratic. My dear, it was my thought, idea about the Republic Day. I hope that it would be liked by you. A very sensitive efforts has been continuing by us at this very significant learning platform, Markandeya Mission, especially for civil service examinations. So my dear, I am confident the efforts, solid and sincere work of this digital platform, Markandeya Mission, must be appreciated by all of you. So let me allow to end this episode. So my dear, you must be contribute your share to expand the reach of this channel. I hope that you like, share and subscribe this channel in order to make this digital learning platform more accurate on the path of success. Many thanks to all of you, or a warm salute to all of you on this very auspicious occasion of Republic Day, hoping that this digital platform or its significant episodes must be shared, liked, and subscribed by all of you. All of you are once again being thanked and wished by this digital platform, Markandeya Mission. जय हिंद, जय भारत, वंदे मातरम।